again, Luke here from Students of History with another unit preview of our U.S. history curriculum. This time we're on the Progressive Era and Imperialism. This is coming off of the Gilded Age, so the progressive reformers are going to be fighting back against some of the excesses and abuses of the Gilded Age here. You can see this is about a 10-day unit based off a block schedule, so if you teach 45-minute or daily classes, those can be split up into two, so you're taking up about a month of your U.S. history curriculum. Day one starts with a big picture look at the progressive era, some of the goals of the progressives, some of their accomplishments, some of who they were, whether it's muckrakers and reporters, or some of the suffragists who were fighting for women's right to vote. Looking at some of those here, look at that big picture. We'll look at some more of them in day two. We're going to combine or compare some of their ideas and some of their methods for achieving their goals, especially W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, two famous African-American reformers who were both really alive at the same time and really had they had similar goals but different ways to get there, and comparing their ideas there, as well as some of the other muckrakers and reporters of that time period who are going to be looking for improving the lives of Americans as well during that time period. Day three, now we're going to look at some of the presidents of this period and some of their policies towards progressive ideas and towards imperialism, because these two eras really overlap in American history. So whether it's McKinley or Teddy Roosevelt or others or William Howard Taft, we're going to be looking at their policies, and each one of them have little nicknames for their policies, whether it's a square deal, like for Teddy Roosevelt or others. We're going to have a great graphic organizer where they're going to create visuals for those as they go. There's a flipped classroom video that you can use there as well. And then we look at the Spanish-American War. It's another flipped classroom video, Google Slides, and PowerPoint with guided notes that you can use to teach this important war in American history, the role of yellow journalism and William Randolph Hearst in leading up to the Spanish-American War, then the impact that had for that splendid little war. There's a great timeline activity that students can work on afterwards, where they're moving around the room, analyzing different primary sources and secondary source documents, and adding that to the timeline for interactive one there. The Boxer Rebellion comes next. America's role in that international incident in China, and how John Hay's policy led to that Boxer Rebellion through the open door notes and towards China. Then we're going to spend a day really analyzing American imperialism. America was sort of late to the imperialism game compared to the European nations, but what was the impact of it? Did it benefit some of these areas? Did it have a really negative impact on some of those areas? What was America's role? Was it the police force of the Western Hemisphere, like Teddy Roosevelt wanted, or did it have a more negative impact in some areas? Is there. And then looking at the Philippine Independence, we'll spend a day on that one as well. I created this one because I had a lot of Filipino students in my class, and we wanted to really kind of look at their history connected with the United States history, where Filipinos and Americans were fighting together against the Spanish during the Spanish-American War. And then afterwards, America decided not to give them independence, so Emilio Aguinaldo and others started fighting against the United States in a long, devastating conflict there. We had a lesson on the populist party. This lesson I included in two different units, depending on how you want to teach it, because if you're at U.S. History 1 or 2, you might want to be teaching that either in this Gilded Age unit, or some people might want to teach it earlier in the year during Manifest Destiny and looking at as America grew there as well. Either way, it works. It can be taught here as well with some primary sources of the famous Cross of Gold speech from William Jennings Bryan and others. We'll spend a day review before the test to finish off the unit. There's a couple tests that you can use, one for first time around, another one for retakes. There's a Google Forms version of that test if you want to have kids take that online. And you also have all your distance learning resources in one place there for you. If you are teaching online or virtually, there's one-stop shop to have everything there for you in one place. But all of the lessons already include Google Docs, Google Slides, editable materials, videos linked throughout each lesson for you. Everything is fully planned out. You never have to stress about your planning, your pacing guide, or anything. It's all done for you. It's incredibly simple. It's engaging resources that kids love, teachers love, and I think it's perfect for your U.S. history classes in middle school or high school. If you have questions about this unit or any others, don't hesitate to reach out. I'll be happy to help you out and answer any questions that you have. Thanks for checking it out.